Okay, here we go.
My top, Tampa Bay, let's roll, it's game day, Rays on the diamond, bolts in the sky, Bucs on the goal line, Bulls ride or die, from the tailgate talk to the bright field glow, you know where to go, it's the JP Peterson Show.
Yeah, it is. It's a Monday. There's something about that song that just gets me jacked up for the show.
I don't know what it is.
I don't know what it is, but it just does. It's a catchy tune, dog.
It is. I agree. I sing it all day. Especially the part where Tim's doing something. I can't understand what I'm doing in the song, but I'm doing something.
Yeah, you're in there. All right. Hey, welcome in, you Petermans. Love having you. Guys already commenting. We really appreciate you guys being part of the show, which you could do on YouTube. You could do it on X. You could do it on Facebook. We love you being a part, and we'll get to all your comments in just a little bit. We'll set up the show here. Good morning to you, IndyCar Tim, and our Dallas affiliate.
Good morning.
So we had an unusual error message come up this morning for you guys. It wasn't actually our fault for being late today.
No, for once.
Which is somewhat ominous, TBH. We'll hope that our partners at StreamYard get it all figured out. But here we are. So we're good for today. We're good for today. And that's the important thing. All right, we got an interesting show for you today. We're going to get into the Rays stadium situation. We haven't done a whole lot of updates on that lately. We got a text from Bill Carlson yesterday while I was binging Game of Thrones with my lovely wife, Ashley. And I'm like, oh, okay. We need to get on it this week. This is a critical week for what's going on with the stadium. There are some developments to talk about, so we'll get that on for you today. Bill Carlson was thinking about coming on today, but he may wait to come on with Ken Babby later in the week together. So we might put that together. We'll have both of them probably this week. I would say most likely this week, maybe both of them together. So we'll see how it all works out. But the bottom line is things are progressing well for the Tampa Stadium, and that's good. So we'll get into the details of that in just a little bit, and we'll talk about the Rays on the field. Timmy, this is becoming a ridiculous story. It's becoming ridiculous what the Rays are doing, and I mean that in the most complimentary way.
It's starting to look sustainable.
It's starting to look magical.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing about this that looks sustainable to me, and I don't mean that in a mean way, but it looks magical, and I'll take magical over sustainable any day. Yeah, it's in a Game of Thrones, House of Dragons kind of way. No matter how big your army is, the magic always wins out. So sometimes sustainable falls to magical. And right now the Rays are doing magical things. So we'll get into that in just a little bit. The Bucs are up in New York, or New Jersey, more accurately, to party with the Jets. So we will talk a little bit about what happened over the weekend at Bucs camp here locally. And we'll talk a little Buccaneers and whatever thoughts you guys might have on that. We're talking a little Nacho, a little Ted Hurst today. Guys that there's new blood on this team. And I think, I'll take the hit for this. We kind of poo-pooed the free agency because it really wasn't top of the line guys. It was, second, third tier guys. But those guys can be super important to your depth and even to your first team, your overall performance, obviously. So we're going to get into that a little bit. And at my peril, I'm going to talk about the WNBA tonight.
Oh.
Yeah. But I think you'll like it. I think you guys will like it because it kind of goes beyond WNBA. We're not talking X's and O's in WNBA. We're talking about
the only thing to talk about with the WNBA is not on the court, and that's the issue.
Somebody, one of their stars said that the other day, and it may have been Caitlin, is that This must be the only league where we talk about everything but basketball.
Yeah.
We talk about everything but basketball. And she's right. She's right. We're not going to talk about the 10 3-pointers that, I forget her name, made last night.
Whatever her name is.
Yeah. Which is, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. No, but we can't talk about that because the other stuff is mind-boggling. Mind-boggling that's going on in this league. And it's actually, I got to tell you, I think it's wonderfully entertaining. I really do. That's why we're going to talk about it today. I think it's,
and it has nothing to do with the sport. It's all about the league.
It's just about the league and their ridiculousness.
God, it's so bad.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll get to it a little bit later on in the show. I think you guys will enjoy it. So we're not going to be breaking down the Las Vegas Aces 1-3-1 trap. Trust me. We're not doing that. So
what they run? I don't even know.
I just made that up. Frankly, I'm shocked they got the name right.
Sounded really good.
Yeah, right? I sounded like I knew what I was talking about, right? Yes, Joseph Dombrowski, Stephanie White should be fired right now.
Agreed.
Yeah, I mean, I can't wait for you guys to hear this. It's unbelievable. It's really unbelievable. All right, so let's go in on stadium first. We'll get it out of the way for those stadium haters. So Bill Carlson, who was the swing vote on the city council to get this Rays deal done, we could just boil it right down to that. He's also running for mayor. I've been chatting with him for a few weeks now, and he's been obviously very involved with Ken Babby as well, the CEO of the Rays, who's the point man for the negotiations. We'll, in case you haven't been around for a while, we'll give you all the players here. And really the key to this whole deal right now is the city's involvement, as Ken Hagan said a couple of weeks ago, or maybe last week, that we're not going to vote until the city votes. So the county is in at 5-2 approval. That looks really, really solid. They're the main funder of this, but the city has to be involved for a lot of different reasons. When you're building something of this size, this project within the city limits, the city has to be involved. Just through infrastructure and everything else. For them not to be involved is really a logistical nightmare. It would be a financial nightmare for the city because they're still going to incur costs without getting any of the benefits. So that's dumb. It would just be clunky. And so I like the fact that Hagan just said, look, we're not going to start looking for ways around this. We're going to start looking for ways through it. And that's getting the city council what they need. And the whole idea that the city council wasn't being represented, wasn't being informed, was something that even myself, having spent a lot of time researching this, really didn't grasp early on. And I regret saying some things about Mr. Carlson and some others on the city council, not anything we said about Charlie or Lynn Hertag. That's all. That all stands. But some of them were being kept out of the negotiations, and their impact was not being heard. And that has been rectified, which is good. And Carlson has a direct line to the Rays and has come up with some very creative ideas to get this deal done. So without getting into all the CRA and blah, 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 let me just boil it down to you this way. So in the original, and I think you may have remembered this, Tim, when I originally heard about the funding sources, I said, I don't know why they're not using TIF and CDD, because that was the key to the Braves deal, which, by the way, Evan Drellich just wrote an article on The Atlantic about the Braves and the Battery, and basically saying this will save baseball. The Battery and every team will be doing this, and it will save baseball. It'll be better for baseball in the long run, and the fans. So that's why the Rays are doing this, and that's why it's absolutely essential to what they're doing. And it's also a win-win-win. That's what Carlson said the other day. It's just a win-win-win for everybody, and that's what we need to get to. And when this whole thing first started, and I saw the deal, and I'm like, wow, this is great for the city and the county and the fans and the Rays and everything. It's just like the Battery. But it wasn't. The structure was not. The funding structure was not. And now I think they're shifting more towards that funding structure, and they may even shift some of that to what the county's doing. The county may look at this and say, okay, you know what, we'll do the same thing. And it just works better. And it gets more money coming in and getting it to the right places, to the city and the county. And I think this version works better for the city and the county. Maybe not as much long-term money going to the Rays, but maybe more depending on how successful it is, and because of the property taxes and the other taxes that'll come with it, and over the 35 years period of time. That's the other thing that I think has gotten lost in a lot of this, Timmy, is we these numbers are big, 2.3 billion, 1.3 billion from the, see huge numbers, and people are like, wow, where do you get that kind of, well, over 35 years, it's not a whole lot of money, relatively speaking, especially for projects of this size. And when you can amortize it more, the pain is less, right? Especially, in the beginning. So that's basically what they're trying to do now, and move more towards that, which I think it will benefit everybody. Maybe not, and this is definitely a concession on the Rays' part. They which they should be doing. They're getting this market, which is huge, should be hugely successful for them, and they're going to make a ton of money on the real estate. So be it. We're going to get a brand new stadium. We're going to get an infusion of cash into the payroll and the team. If you're a Rays fan, and we're a sports show here, why wouldn't you be all in on this? The market, it's moving to the middle of the market where many more people will have access to it on a weekly basis, not just Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That changes the entire attendance dynamic. The actual building itself will be used for so much more than baseball. And I'll predict this right now from what I know about the construction of it and how much money they're spending on making it not just a baseball stadium. This will become a premier concert venue where you're not just going for the band, you're going for the event and an aspirational, iconic building, if you will, where you're going to go into a concert there or an event there and go, whoa, that's fucking unbelievable. Not quite maybe to the Sphere level, but a part of that where people will travel to go see shows here. I think that's an absolute thing. And it's not something I think they really want to talk about a lot, because I think it takes the eye off the ball, pun intended. So, but I think it's a huge part of it. I think it's a huge part of it, what the success is going to be, to make this more of a tourist attraction than a baseball stadium. Okay. That's that. Now we're really talking about community benefit and all the other things. That's why I was so excited when they released those renderings the other day that showed the graduations, the concert, UFC, box, everything else that you can put under an air-conditioned translucent roof, which is going to be, frankly, in a market like this in the South, completely unique. Nobody else has it. And so that's what draws people in, and you can do a lot of different things. So, this to me is these developments, just in the last week or two with Carlson kind of leading the way in the creativity of this, are a huge, huge plus. And frankly, I think from his political profile situation, he's getting a major boost. So, but that's secondary to me. What I care about is just getting the deal done. And I think we're very much well on our way, which makes me feel so good when I hear all these Orlando people, coming at me and everybody else about how they're going to, you're just bait. You're just bait. If we were there one time, that was us at one time. Now we're in a different phase. Thank God. So very much looking forward to that. All right, moving on. If you guys want to comment on that, feel free. I don't know if we've gotten any comments on it at this point.
Let's see.
Danny Boy says, good morning, gentlemen. We have never been closer to getting this deal done for a new Rays ballpark and entertainment complex. I believe that is true. Pooh Shiesty, one of our VI Peterman, says, sorry, John Morgan, the dream is over. And Rick says, Peso Pluma Stadium? Yeah.
Peso Pluma is never going away.
It has a ring to it. Let's just be honest. Joe Dabrowski says 30,000 is a prime size, and you can get prime events like a championship fight or WWE or one of this basketball events, NCAA tournament, Frozen Four. Yeah, all that. And think about it, it's 31,000 seats. Okay, standing room only probably brings it to 34, 35, and then add the floor. and that's another 5,000 to 7,000. So I think you could get to 40,000 for certain events easily. And the beauty of that is, like you look at our amphitheater that we have in Tampa, which is god awful, and all these makeshift, quote VIP areas and food areas, and it's more like a county fair than it is a real stadium. So all these events, you'll have the skyboxes, you'll have all the other accoutrement that's going to come with this stadium. So it's just for a concert event, it just makes it so awesome. Blue Shiesty says the stadium will also be a concert venue. Yes, absolutely. Maybe we can get some first-class entertainment like Base of Bloom. He's going to become a cult hero here.
I still don't even know what that is.
He's a remember we did the bio on him?
Yeah. But I mean, I haven't heard any of his music, and I've never heard him mentioned since that show when we were talking about him being there.
Yeah, you ever seen him anywhere?
I've never seen him anywhere.
He has some connection to the cartels.
Oh,
I think that was in the bio.
Be nice to him then.
Yeah.
I love That's
why we celebrate.
He's great.
Absolutely, we love him. We celebrate him. Yeah.
Celebrate his entire catalog.
The good part of the cartels, huh? Oh, what? Jimmy J. Voice are we still targeting an August 20 vote? I don't know. I know you've been asking me that. When we find out, we'll find out. I think it's going to be somewhere around there. So, and when it is, I do think the Petermans should assimilate and head on over like we did the first time. That was so wildly successful, by the way. Danny Boy says, I flew in late Saturday night from New Jersey, and I was looking from the air. I could just envision seeing that iconic complex from the air as you land in Tampa International Airport. Yeah, tell me that's not the biggest and best billboard in the history of billboards. Like it's absolutely. When you fly into any place, you're looking out the window at all the landmarks, and then you're like, oh, what is that?
What is that? I have to go there.
What is that whole thing? Let me get on that. Ashley says perhaps they can get a Backstreet Boys residency. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Now we're talking.
That's what I'm talking about. Or a BTS. Bring those bitches back.
I don't know who that is.
That's the Korean K-pop deal that sold out Raymond James 3 nights in a row. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, New Kids on the Block would be my preference. I'm old school.
Yeah. As Pooh Shiesty reminds us, the amphitheater is open air, unusable for half of the year in Florida, right? With most of the concerts come through in the summertime. Yeah, nothing. If you've ever been out to our open air amphitheater on a sultry July night, to watch Kenny Chesney or whomever, it's great and fantastic. And you down in the pit dancing your ass off, and you probably lose about 25 pounds because it's hot.
Do they not run shows over at Benchmark?
What's that?
Do they not have concerts at Benchmark?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it's a great concert venue as well.
Okay,
but it's it's smaller. It'll be way smaller,
and you're not under the stars.
Yeah, and they have it's a great concert venue because it has all that accoutrement, but it can't hold all the concerts, with all the different scheduling. So, Busheisty says, yes, stadium deals have zero economic impact. Yeah. Oh, wait. Taunton 613 says one of the BTS K-pop guys owns a piece of the A's. I did not know that. I know they're rich.
In Korea.
I know they're rich. Yes, Alejandro, another one of our VIP members, says the deal is happening point blank and period, because if the city lets this deal slip through the cracks, then we would be a laughing stock. Again, all-star games, WBC, home run derby, all that. I think this piece from The Athletic today, Drelich's piece, and I've seen a bunch of these, Timmy, and I know you have too, that are popping up, talking about these mixed-use facilities anchored by sports teams. And yeah, they're even doing it for football stadiums now, which is weird because there's much fewer dates, but it still holds value. Because people want to live near these things, and they're iconic, and people, and it gives you a certain amount of energy. Some people do. A lot of people, young people do. Older people don't want to live near stadiums. traffic.
I don't want to live near a stadium.
The traffic, the parking, because we whine about that shit like we should. We're old. But the young kids, they don't know any better. They just want to be in the middle of everything happening. So that's beautiful, right? And then as when I was young, that's where I wanted to be, right? So that's good. A little something for everybody. But the point is, these are becoming the hottest development projects in the world, really. They're happening all over the world. So even some of the vision challenged folks on the city council could look at this and go, wait a minute. Wow. Everybody's doing this all over there. Wow. Charlie Miranda's still catching up to, some of the parks that are being built in London and places like that, from 1785, but the first, entertainment districts, if you will. So now, but the new stuff is really, really good. And the battery is leading the way. So it's close. It's close. It's really close. And I think we should probably have it done by the end of August. And man, are we going to have a party for that? Pooh Shiesty says, if we get the stadium on Dale Mowbray, then we can get light rail connecting the airport, West Shore Stadium Complex, downtown, the Bright Line in Ybor. Let's freaking go. Yeah, this unlocks it all. That's why I've been so, I think it was, almost 6 months ago when we had the mayor, the former mayor, and maybe the future mayor, Bob Buckhorn, in here. And I asked him about that, and he said, oh, yeah, absolutely. And then our West Shore Alliance director, sorry, I'm forgetting your name, Michael something, said the same thing. Everybody we've had in here talks about the same thing. And that's so big for Tampa Bay. It will be so big for Tampa Bay, and we got to have it. Douglas Dalton said, did you see Johnny Damon on Fox Saturday night talking about having MLB in Orlando? I did not. Love Johnny. Great dude. I'm sure he's getting paid for that. It's not happening. Yeah. He and Barry Larkin. Keep in mind,
all those studio shows are given scripts and agendas.
Yeah.
That's not off the cuff. That's not like a rate like this show or podcast. That's all scripted, and they're told what to talk about.
And listen, I love you, Orlando Dreamers. You are the leverage that we need to get this done. I've said that from the very beginning. As much as annoying as you can be, and you can be annoying, not the actual people doing it. They're good people. But the fans that glom onto it and feel like they have to be assholes about it, those annoying people. But it's great. It's like I've told them from the very beginning. You're like you're like when you go to the strip club over there at Rachel's or your favorite place there in Orlando, and she whispers in your ear, "Here's my number, 1-800."
What are you saying? That's not real?
I love you. That's Major League Baseball whispered in your ear, and they're like, "Oh, she loves me. I'm coming back tomorrow. What's your schedule?" That's Orlando in Major League Baseball.
I'm crushed.
She doesn't love you.
She does. She said she did.
She just wants your attention and your money.
She never remembers my name, but she said she loves me.
Right. Yeah. It's Joe. Yeah. Well, let's go with that.
Tom, Tony, whatever. I'll answer to whatever. I don't care. Tell me you love me.
Alejandro says, let's just be honest, JP. Sometimes just because you got the biggest or best named player doesn't always mean you're going to win. And that's for any sport. Dodgers have lost 9 games in a row since getting Skubal. That's baseball. I think baseball is different than other sports, to be quite honest. If you have the best roster in football, you're going to win a lot of the time. A lot of the time. Baseball's a little different. And we're going to get into that. In fact, that's something that we should get into here. And I think this will start it off with Rick said, magic over substance. I think JP took too many substances and is living a magical life. Mushrooms, Viagra, and cocaine. It is magical. I will admit to that. I don't do cocaine though. No, I'm not don't do that. But the shrooms, Viagra, maybe we'll cop to some of that. So here's what I mean by magical, Timmy. So I think there was a graphic yesterday that said 12 of the 14 Rays hits were less than 85 miles per hour exit velocity. And I said, I'm glad somebody actually put that in a number. And I think if you go look this up, Timmy, the Rays have more 85 and below hits, exit velocity, than any team in baseball by a wide margin. And there was something that Topper had in his article yesterday that Liam Hicks said, and I'm paraphrasing here if I can't get the actual quote. While he was standing on third base after hitting a nubber over the third baseman's head right in front of the left fielder, that ends up as a 2-run double. That was probably about 75 off the bat. He just said, he goes, let me get the exact quote here if I can. He said, I would hate to play this team. Just all those infield hits, a bunch of hits that maybe aren't the hardest, but they drop. It's definitely a really cool brand of baseball, really exciting. Stolen bases, bunts. It's definitely annoying to play against, but really fun to be part of. That's it. That's it right there. I mean, he just nailed it. And it feels magical. How do you go and get Ian Seymour, just a guy just having a middling career, and turn him into this ridiculous starter? Drew Rasmussen has gone 79 innings without giving up a run. Hyperbole. He has 3 arm surgeries. He's the Terminator. He has an artificial limb, and he's just mowing people down. We lose Griffin Jacks, right? It looks like he's going to elbow surgery. Like, I'm not even worried. Snyder will just go pluck some guy off the AAA roster or some DFA dude and turn him into a 5-inning marvel. It's just what we do. And it's
Martinez.
Yeah, like other teams aren't doing this. It's magical. It's magical. You cannot look at this roster and go, oh yeah, 25 games above 500. Second best record in the league. They're on pace to win 98 games. They've won 6 in a row on the road. And they're scoring 4 runs. 4 runs a game. That's all they need. It's ridiculous. And I don't mean this in a negative way at all. It's a magical way. And it's not because they're not good baseball players and they're getting lucky. That's not what I'm saying. It's annoying to play against. They're they do things and put priority on things that other teams don't, mostly defense and pitching. Even though Taylor Walls butchered the final out yesterday. Thank God they got out of that one. As Taylor Ward went to the warning track, that would have been, if that thing goes out of the park, it's a tie game. But thank you. No one happier than Taylor Walls on that one. But they are just so good at the little things, and it just drives other teams nuts and batty. And they have to, it's a different brand of baseball, and people aren't prepared for it. Now, will it play in the postseason? I don't know. I really don't know, and I don't care at this point. I'm just going to enjoy the ride, and when we get there, if we win, even better. Even better. Did they do enough at the deadline for offensively? I don't know. I would have liked to seen another bat, but at this point, how can you argue with the results? And why argue with it? Just sit back and watch it and love it. It's freaking amazing. It's amazing. I mean, I just watched, I was watching the condensed game, and it's just one bleeder after another, one infield hit after another, one bunt after another. It's got to be absolutely maddening. You see these pitchers just rolling their eyes, and that gets them off their game. It starts to feel like, man, what do we got to do? And that takes their focus away. It gets them off their game. And then, second later, Victor Mesa Jr. is hitting 110 off the bat into the seats, or Junior Caminero. And by the way, Liam Hicks, for all the people when we talked, and O and I were talking about protection from Cameron, protection. People like, oh, it doesn't matter in this day and age. I don't know about that. But now it matters. Now that they've acquired Liam Hicks, it matters. Because you see Caminero get walked intentionally, and then Liam Hicks come up and get a 2-run double. It's happened multiple times now where they've either pitched around or intentionally walked, and Hicks has hit a grand slam or whatever. He is an RBI guy, and putting him behind Caminero matters. It matters. And that is a dynamic they'll have moving forward. I mean, Chandler Simpson in the 3-hole yesterday. Well, I like to see Mr. New York Sports Radio have some fun with that. Oh, he got 4 hits. I don't think any of them were over 85 miles an hour off the bat, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Take your X velocity and shove it right up your bum. Nobody cares. It's a hit. It's a hit. I don't care what it looks like. Do you? I don't. It's fun. It's fun watching these other teams get frustrated. It really is. I don't know what more we can say about this team.
Well, we said early on that this style of play isn't sustainable. Like surely this can't carry out through the All-Star break. Well, here we are. Surely this can't sustain through August. Well, we're almost halfway through August. So nowhere is there signs of this thing slipping. There's been slumps. And those slumps have been pretty bad slumps, but they always come out of it.
Yeah, that's the thing. They haven't been that bad. They're just short-lived. And it's kind of like when you talk about
at the time, we say it's all gloom and doom. Oh, it's over.
Right. You lose 2 games, people lose their mind.
Right.
Yeah. But, but it's kind of like in football. And Bucs fans know this all too well. When you have a really good defense and your offense is kind of vanilla, like the Dungy years, and you're just winning, people they just dismiss you. But it doesn't matter how you win. You just win. Just freaking win. And that's what they're doing. It's impressive. It's really impressive. And I just love watching. I'm going to stop because I tend to fall into this. I just, man, I just can't keep this up. Not with this rot. There's just no, right. Here we are. At some point, you just say, what the fuck? Great. Let's go get them. Let's go get them, boys. And of course, I'm not worried about Jax. I mean, personally, if he's, that's a problem. But yeah, they'll find somebody else. I mean, he went down late on Saturday and they push up, 4 or 5 relievers and they get the job done. Then yesterday, they don't have their A bullpen and doesn't matter. Matz comes in and closes it out. I think he got his first save. So it just doesn't matter. They just get it done. And I love it. All right, let's get back to some more. Oh, wait, let's hit a break. We'll hit a break. We'll come back on the other side and get into your comments. We got to get to the Sophie Cunningham situation, the WNBA. We'll talk some Bucs. Obviously, we got lots of Bucs on tap here to talk about. Get your questions in about anything in training camp you want to know about. I've been there most every day, except on the weekend. But we got spies out there, so we got all of it for you. We are brought to you by the great folks at Genesis of Tampa and the Murphy Auto Group, which includes Miracle Toyota over in Haines City as well. Any cars bought in August, no payments for 90 days. That's pretty freaking cool. Imagine what you could do with that money, maybe catching up on your credit cards, catching up on your bills, right? So go get your new car or a pre-owned, as we like to call it, right? Pre-owned. I got a pre-owned GV70. It's like new. It's absolutely like new, except the cost. Wink, wink. And they gave me a lot for my trade-in value. They're making deals at Genesis of Tampa and doing great things in the community as well. Go see them. GenesisofTampa.com, 801 East Bears Avenue, just off of 275. Tell them JP sent you. Back in 3. Pitch Roofing believes giving back is part of doing business the right way. That's why they proudly offer exclusive discounts to those who gave the most to our communities, including veterans, first responders, seniors, and teachers. And for listeners of the JP Peterson Show, there's even more good news. Pitch Roofing is now offering a special discount just for fans of the show. With so many roofing companies coming and going in Florida, it's important to choose a contractor you can count on long after the job is done, especially when it comes to honoring your warranty. Pitch Roofing is built for the long haul with a reputation for quality, transparency, and standing behind their work. Whether it's a repair or a full replacement, their team delivers honest guidance, quality workmanship, and no high-pressure sales. Call 727-67-PITCH, 727-677-4824, or visit pitchroofing.com to schedule a free estimate.
Pitch Roofing, roofing done right.
Big thanks to Italiano Insurance, the great folks over there. They will soon be part of Gallagher Insurance. A little name change, but same great folks, same great customer service you've known for over 65 years. They do all the work. You save all the money. ItalianoInsurance.com at 813-877-7799. Hey, guys, you already know that Riveters is the best sports bar in all of Tampa Bay, but now it gets even better for Rays baseball season. During all Rays games, check this out, $6 Tito's, $6 Jack, $6 margaritas, all during Rays games. Are you kidding me? And that's always a great pour from the great bartenders at Riveters. Great service, great food, everything is fresh, nothing is frozen. And let me tell you, if you want baseball and wings, you will not find any better than Riveters. Their sauces, like the blue cheese and the ranch and everything, is handmade, and the wings are big and they're perfect. Wings, baseball, Rays, Riveters. It all comes together during baseball season. Once again, in addition to all the great food and service, you get $6 Tito's, $6 Jacks, $6 margaritas. It's time to celebrate. Baseball season is back, and celebrate at Riveters. You know where it is, right there on Dale Mabry, just north of 275, just south of the stadium. See you there at Riveters. Hey, the Golden Diamond Source wants to be your family jeweler, so don't wait any longer to find that one-of-a-kind perfect engagement ring for that special someone in your life. At the Golden Diamond Source, they can design anything you want personally. The Golden Diamond Source can help you trade in your old broken jewelry and use it towards a new purchase as well. And with gold prices at record high, now is the best time to do it. They only sell natural diamonds at the Golden Diamond Source, so if it's a real love, it should be a real natural diamond. Don't start your relationship with a fake diamond. Bad idea. And with the Golden Diamond Source first-time buyer program, you can learn all about the 4 C's in all the different shapes and styles. And they are able to show you a huge selection of inventory to choose from. And don't forget, 0% financing for up to 5 years. If you finance $5,000, it's only $83 a month. Make sure it's a Golden Diamond Source diamond, 3800 Almerton Road, always online at goldendiamond.com.
It's a love you give only at Golden Diamond Source.
Hey, JP here for Genesis of Tampa and the Murphy Auto Group. I think the best way to experience a business is to use that business. And I just did at Genesis of Tampa. Just bought a GV70, a 2023, and it feels and drives all new. It's an absolutely fantastic car. The technology, the comfort, and the price, absolutely outstanding. Frankly, I never thought I could get into a car like this, but they made me a deal I could not refuse. And I also get the VIP service where you can just drive right up, their pit stop service. They'll top off all the fluids, make sure your air in your tires is good, new wipers if you want them. If you need extended service, they will come to you, bring you a courtesy car, and then bring your car back. What more do you want? The experience was just VIP all the way. And you can get that at Genesis of Tampa. And don't forget, you can get extended warranty, which I did. So I have worry-free miles up to 100,000, and all they do is just take it in. Actually, I don't have to take it in. They come to me. It's perfect. It's Genesis of Tampa right there, 801 East Bears Avenue, right off of 275. Go see them and tell them JP sent you.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show as we roll on here today. Thank you very much to the great folks at Riveters. Stopped by there last week to have a few wings. Actually, this weekend we're there. Have some wings and a hazy IPA, like my favorite snack today. They make their own beers there. They have a sour that they make. They're absolutely fantastic. And what that means is no preservatives in that stuff, so you can drink a ton of it and don't get that bloated feeling that you get with everything else, those major brands. Love that hazy IPA. They have a lager there as well that they make themselves. Really, really good stuff. And the food, all handmade, none of that frozen garbage. Really good stuff at Riveters. And while the Rays are playing, it's always happy hour, $6 Jack, $6 Tito's, $6 margaritas, and food specials as well. Wings, baseball, Rays, Riveters. You know where it is. Right next to the spaceship. All right, let's Let's get to a little Bucs stuff, shall we? Over the weekend, Bucs doing some training camp here. They're off today, heading for New Jersey to be with the Jets this week. They'll have 2 practices, joint practices with the Jets, 1 other practice, and then they'll play on Friday night, I think is their first preseason game. And by the way, I doubt that you're going to see a whole lot of starters. It always depends on how much they get done during the week as far as the practices goes, the ones versus ones. So I wouldn't expect a lot. I forgot we were going to do Orestes here, weren't we? There you go.
Yeah, he's
Is he available?
he just texted, said he's available if we need him.
We definitely need him. So
okay, I'll send him a link. I'll send him a link.
My bad. I was getting all hot and heavy on the Bucs. So a really good weekend for Ted Hurst, who continues to just make plays, high pointing balls, going up over one-on-ones. Just really, really, when you see young wide receivers play in the manner that he's playing, where they're it's hard to describe. It shows that they don't panic when the ball comes up. That's the biggest thing you see in young wide receivers. When the ball comes to them, they panic. And it's just how you're made up. It's the great receivers obviously have that tremendous poise at that moment when the ball arrives. And for some young guys, it's too big. And you got a guy that played at Georgia State like Ted Hurst. That was obviously a concern. A guy who has not played in front of 80, 90, 100,000 people. But he has shown, and of course it's still training camp, he has shown that he is very poised, has all the numbers, the speed, the size, and then it's the catch radius and the hands. Hands have been fantastic. So could not be more excited about Ted Hurst. David Walker just continues to win. Like we heard Nacho talk about him. And we got some sound from Nacho. We'll play in the second hour. By the way, tell me when you got Big O on.
All right, yeah, we're waiting. There he is.
Okay. Nacho has been, by the way, added a lot of energy to this defensive line, like a lot of energy. And he was talking about David Walker. He's like, the guy wins almost every time in one-on-one battles. So you're adding depth to the edge that is going to really, really help you, especially early in the season and late in the season when you get some injuries. So this Buccaneers team, all the new additions that they've made, all of these guys seem to be filling their roles to perfection. And when you get, 8 to 10, 15 new guys that come in and add to your team, well, you win more games. And again, it's just training camp, but it really looks like these guys are fitting in well. All right, let's welcome in the big man, Orestes Destrade, joining us here to talk a little baseball. What's up, Big O? All right, we're going to unmute him.
Yeah.
There he is.
What's up, fella?
I'm good, man. Just running around and doing some things here. But listen, what a great week last week, and exciting time in Tampa Bay when you've got the Bucs, doing their great things. A lot of new players on that Bucs team you just were mentioning. So that's exciting. We've got to get used to them and get them right. But listen, a lot of the usual suspects with the added sprinkle of a couple of new guys that are doing really well in Liam Hicks and obviously Tyler Wells. What a great duo that those two have been after the trade deadline, and they helped dramatically in what was two sweeps in the road. Man, these road warriors have been fantastic. They do it using everybody. That win yesterday was the bullpen, Seymour the day before. Can't say enough about Baker going 23 for 23 and passing the great little go ahead and do the little hat to the side in honor of Fernando Rodney, one of my homies. So they're hitting all cylinders, including our own little version of Luis Arraez in Chandler Simpson. We don't need no stinking Luis Arraez. No, we got our own Luis Arraez.
That in third. Chandler.
Hey, listen. Got over the 300 hump. It's got 120 some odd hits. Interesting. One of the things to point out, JP, has not been getting caught stealing in the last couple of weeks. He's been on point, so he's worked on that because he has 31 stolen bases, but he had gotten caught 20 times. So after the little June swoon that the team and he had, it's been all, I mean, the guy's hitting 389 in the last 30 games. At any level, at any month of the season that you hit 389 in a major league month, you're doing something incredibly when you're playing every day. That is dramatic. That's why you look at the 390 back in the day from a George Brett for a whole season, and you just tip your hat to that. So Chandler Simpson's doing a great job. Obviously, Yandy with his 4 hits, but it's been pitching and defense. Great defense yesterday. Obviously, it was a little bit of an error there at the, scared us a little bit by our boy Walls, but that was a little surprising. But everything else, all cylinders, and staving off, the Boston Red Sox, who have been red hot, finally lost 2 in a row. Thank goodness. And those cheaters are finally back.
Hey, let me ask you about this.
Did you hear about that though?
No.
Did you hear that? There's
There's
a tiny bit of a potential cheating scandal with the Boston Red Sox.
What?
Yep.
What?
Supposedly they've got some MIT guys that are able to manipulate the pitch com thing, and they can figure out what pitches are coming. Then they're relaying it to, supposedly, this is a massive supposition.
See what happens? Technology is not always the best.
They're relaying it to the base coaches, is what I'm seeing.
They're relaying it to the base coaches, and then they can tip off. Also, listen, tipping is tricky because I'm all about the art of the hitting and the game. Is that you can steal signs, right? And okay, when he touches his ear is the key, and you figure that out, kudos to you. Right. If you know that the guy's flaring his glove on a changeup, on a breaking pitch, and keeping it tight on a fastball, kudos to you. But when you're using technology and getting too funky like that, a la the Houston Astros back in the day, then you're so we don't know. This is just lately, just right now, got out there in the zeitgeist.
Interesting to note that it was the New England Patriots.
Hello, McFly.
In the same cheating ass market that
cheating ass market
widely been rumored to have tapped into the headsets.
Alleged
of other teams in Foxborough. Just
right.
For those MIT people, they get bored, making Mars rovers, I guess. So they have to start, helping out the Red Sox and
they got them right down the road. I mean, I guess those teams are figuring, why aren't we using these guys?
Well, I once asked an NFL comms guy that worked for the Bucs. I asked him, I said, if you really wanted to tap into the other team's headsets, especially at your house, he goes,
wow.
Could you do it? He's like, easily.
Wow.
He goes, easily. He goes, if you really want to do it. Yeah. He said, if you want to do it, it's not hard to do. You just have to have the motivation to do it. And clearly Belichick showed that he doesn't care. He has no ethical or moral. He'll do it. So I'd say the same. PitchCom is not some sophisticated communication device that cannot be hacked. Like if you want to do it, you can do it. You just have to have the immoral fortitude to make that decision.
The immoral fortitude. That is a great that word grouping. Come on, isn't that? I'm here to tell you that my opponent in the governor's race has an immoral fortitude.
my mushrooms are kicking in. It does wonders for my vocabulary.
That is phenomenal. I think I'm going to steal that one and use that. When I'm arguing with my wife, you've got an immoral fortitude about you.
Well, I'll say this: if there's anybody that market has special gifts, there's no. Well,
listen, you kind of start again when somebody gets this hot. This is world hot, historic hot,
crazy hot.
Crazy hot. Yeah, maybe people are trying to make up things. That's why you say alleged, because you don't know that's the truth. Houston was way more caught with their pants down, obviously, right? It was almost blatant, and they really abused it. We don't know. But the reality is that they were so hot, hitters that weren't hitting a lick. Because if you think about Boston's rise with all those wins, 27 out of 30, 31 out of 36, I believe it was. They won a lot. They were getting pitching all along, all season long. They just they're other than Contreras, nobody was really hitting. And all of a sudden, all these little kind of punch and Judy guys started crushing, and you're going, how did that come about? You know what I mean?
Well, let me ask you. You guys know this though. You guys know if you watch a game, you know if you see 4 or 5 guys in a game when you go, how the hell do you know that was coming?
No, you know how you know. You know how you know is the takes.
Yes.
When they're taking, and that they know that maybe a breaking pitch is coming. And remember, more breaking pitches more than fastballs tend to be balls, right? So if you know that a breaking pitch is coming and you're prepared for that at the level of a major league hitter, that they are and that I was, if you have that available to you, then you can differentiate quicker out of the release out of the hand.
Mm-hmm.
You can differentiate quicker. You're not tricked. I know it's a breaking pitch. Now I just got to decipher if it's in the zone or not. Right. So half the battle is won.
Right.
So that's the one that you can realize, holy cow, how do you take that pitch?
So if you went back and looked at their streak, you would be able to tell if these guys knew what was coming.
I think if I was given a slew of at bats back to back to back to back, and you see how they're taking pitches, and
so
then
people
how
start digging into it and looking at it, and
possibly
we'll find out.
I think they possibly will. Yeah.
All right, but what I was going to ask you is, and this is something that Hicks said yesterday after we just were bleeding them to death with these 85 and less exit velocity hits. I mean, we lead the league in infield hits and hits, with lower velocity.
Yes, we do.
And Hicks was like, we are so annoying to play against. Like, I would hate to play against this team all the time. It's great when you're doing it to everybody, the bunting and everything that we're doing, but we're just annoying to play against. Does that wear on other teams? And when it starts happening, pitchers are like, Jesus, what, that's 5 in a row that they did to me. And you lose your focus. You it annoys you and it gets you off your game. Is that fair to say?
It's 100%. And then that's been pretty much, not pretty much. It has been across the board all season long. Even when they slumped, a lot of the slump was that, they were going right at them, or they were trying to do a little too much. When they stay inside themselves and they put the ball in play. Remember the first couple of months, the phenomena was not so much small ball. Remember when I said that? It was smart ball, and it was how much they put the ball in play made you play defense. I don't think people realize, JP, that the defense, a lot of people say like, well, the averages now, there's not many more 300 hitters. Also, that has dropped dramatically is the fundamental defense in Major League Baseball, which I put on the fact that, all these travel teams and all these things, they've gotten away from the fundamentals and gotten into all these certain metrics, when the really key of baseball is the repetition practice of how you pitch, how you throw, how you catch. That's the true repetition. That's how you get better. So I think, you're not seeing as great of arms in the outfield, as great of arms even in the infield. So if you're putting them on their heels and making them make those plays in the hole regularly, getting the outfielders moving side to side all the time, all of a sudden putting the ball in play makes a big difference. So listen, Chandler Simpson's one of the best ones at doing that. 3 of his hits yesterday were in the infield, and pitchers. I tell you what, when Chandler comes up, I bet you pitchers are like, damn it, he's probably going to hit it back up the middle on me.
Yeah,
because he hits a lot of balls up the middle and a glance off a glove, and he's looking for that glance. He's looking for that little chance to use his speed. God bless him, by all means.
Yeah, and it to me, I feel like this is kind of becoming one of those magical teams. You can stare at the roster and look at all the injuries, and it doesn't all add up to 25 games over 500. And you say, wow, it's not sustainable. But at this point, you can't say that anymore. We're in freaking August, and these guys are just winning.
Great point.
And winning and winning. And it feels like a magical season. When you get on those teams where you just feel like if you're behind, you're going to come back. If you're, a pitcher is struggling, they come out of it. Ian Seymour has become one of the best starters in the game. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Griffin Jacks goes down, you feel, we'll find somebody. Snyder will go find somebody. It's ridiculous how good they are.
I'll give you an example of that. And last year was the case for Seattle, having this kind of, magical season. Here they are, which I thought was so cool to introduce their top 50 players, right?
Yeah.
You got who's who of not only Seattle Mariners, but of Major League Baseball.
That was
right?
cool. Yeah.
The 4 monsters come out of center field, the Hall of Famers, and exciting. Lou Piniella, our guy, is there. All of these guys are there. They have a game that they have a chance to win, JP, and they're in the mix, and they hit a jack late, and oh my goodness. And they still, the Rays, the little engine that could, ends up, turning a double play and doing this and doing that. And they thwart them and they sweep them. That tells you that this team is special. And you mentioned, Griffin Jack's going down. It's the next man up mentality. And again, it kind of goes to it. It's early, but the moves for the deadline, so far so good. Now, Freddie can't be dead, man. Freddie cannot be dead in this starting rotation, right? Freddie has to be alive and kicking, and he's throwing tonight. But so far, so good as far as adding 2 other pieces that were needed. We needed another arm in the bullpen to shore up some innings. There's Tyler Wells. We needed a guy that can drive in runs. It's a run producer. Liam Hicks already has got 6 RBIs in his short stint in a handful of games. It just stretches out your bullpen, stretches out your offense, deepens it, protects hitters. I think it's phenomenal. Now, Freddie Peralta is with Griffin Jacks down. We don't know how long that's going to be. With Shane McClanahan down, you can't be relying on pinch hitting starting situations with Lagumina and some of these other guys. So Freddie needs to show up tonight.
Yeah. He's pitching in another bandbox, unfortunately for him tonight in Sacramento.
Yeah.
So, and he's
not
more
the
of
best
a fly ball guy. So I want to see him get back to get to Tropicana Field, and Snyder be able to work his magic with that. So that'll be better. I'm not expecting a lot from Freddie tonight, but he has been here for a couple weeks now, so maybe he'll make some adjustments.
Yeah, barely. Really.
Yeah.
Not even a couple of weeks. I mean, he's had, I'm sure a shitload of conversations, with his catchers and with pitching coaches, et cetera. And even with his manager, who was a former catcher. That's the great thing about having a former catcher as a manager in the major leagues, because he can really add, his 2 cents worth too and be listened to. So, it's going to be a challenge because it's only his second start. And it is in Sacramento, a bandbox. It's an aggressive, swinging Athletics. They just knocked out Boston 2 games in a row. Yeah. Thank you very much. It's going to be a challenge. And I agree with you. I think the best that you're going to get from Peralta is going to be once he gets settled in, gets to the Trop, gets comfortable, and gets into his 4th and 5th starts as you lead into September and having him strong. Speaking of strong, damn. Drew Rasmussen, man. I mean, he's just
unbelievable.
He's on a roll, bro. And I was reading a stat about him, how his fastball, they're clocking the spin rate higher. Here we are in basically mid-August, and his spin rate has climbed as opposed to declined, which you would think that would happen to a major league pitcher after, umpteen starts. So he's only throwing better. He's getting, remember in the last couple times I've talked about him, I've said how, I'm dumbfounded. I'm like, guys are swinging under his fastball at this late in the season. And so he's doing the right things, preparing himself. He's got strength in his legs, and that's what drives the spin rate. That then the quality cutter, the quality changeup, the occasional slider, then you're at a Yamamoto level of pitching, where you've got, multiple pitches to get people out.
Hey, one last question from John Hill. It's a good one. He says, since 1900, there's been only 8 years where the number of strikeouts are more than hits in Major League Baseball, all in the past 8 years.
Hello.
So pitching has improved more than the hitting over the years. What do you think that's from? No,
I honestly do not agree. That's a great stat, and it's a real stat, right?
And it's bad for baseball.
And it's bad for baseball. but I don't agree with the last statement that pitching has gotten better. It's more that the hitting has gotten so much worse. And you talk to anybody, and the approach at the plate. You go back to what I was talking about, the fundamental. The metrics that they're teaching. It's just, dude. I'm one thing. I'm glad that I'm not a 13, 14-year-old now. As much as we all would love to go back in time, right? Who doesn't, right? Man, I wish I was 16 again.
What I knew now.
Yeah. But if the way they were teaching now, and they try to implement it, I don't agree with it. Firstly, you can't repeat that type of perfect, launch angle. So it's safer to flatten your bat out and try to put the ball harder in play, and then spin the ball on contact and then finish high. Remember, George Brett, I mentioned before, Freddie McGriff, Chipper Jones, Frank Thomas, Slice, Albert Pujols was one of the greatest ones. A-Rod. These guys did not come with the launch angle this way. The launch angle was down, almost like chopping a tree. Then you finish up high, and you're not getting that. And then so the averages in that 8-year period he's talking about, all that person needs to look at the averages. Don't forget about the strikeouts. Look at the averages, how they plummeted from a major league average of the 260s for a major league team down into the 240s.
Yeah.
And obviously probably maybe more homers because more balls are lofted more, but a lot more strikeouts, a lot worse at, so I don't agree that hitting 230 is the norm now for a major league hitter. I can't accept that.
And the Rays are changing that. They've gone and showed you that you can use contact to win. Contact speed and small ball can still win. And I think other teams are going to look just like what we've seen over the past 10, 15 years. The Rays kind of lead the way, and then everybody else follows. And
I agree.
I think we're coming back to, hitters that just make contact, put the ball in play, sprinkle in some power. Overall, you got a better baseball team and a more consistent baseball team. So let's watch them work.
Watch them work and support them because as you said before, it needs to be. We're at the at the doorstep of what could be considered a special season. We're not completely there yet, but the points that you make are we're at a doorstep, brother. We're at a doorstep that you could get into the greatest season, get deep into 90 wins, secure. I was watching. I don't know what game it was last night that I was watching. It wasn't the Rays game. After I watched that, and might have been Atlanta or somebody, and they were talking about. Yeah, I think it was Atlanta because they were talking how hot, Atlanta's kind of come back now and they've gotten super hot. And if the season ended right now, the Dodgers don't get the bye.
No.
They do not get the bye because the Milwaukee gets it, leading the league and leading both leagues in wins, and Atlanta has them by a game or so. So that is so big in baseball playoffs.
They didn't have it last year either, and they won the World Series.
And they didn't have it last year, eating caca, and they didn't they didn't finish strong, and they had to battle. And they took care of Milwaukee. Their pitchers showed up. There's no doubt that they got monsters, but you don't want to chance that, So the Rays want to protect winning the division and make sure that you also have the most wins. So not only do you get the bye, but by the way, you get home field advantage throughout the playoffs.
Big deal for the Rays, the best team
massive.
at home in baseball.
For any team in the playoffs, because the playoffs are heightened awareness type games. So the fans come out, but for the team that has the best record in baseball, it's only going to be exemplified. So I think this is a special season. Let's keep supporting them, supporting the other special season reason, which is let's get that stadium deal done so you can have a double whammy. Yeah.
Love it. All right, Big O.
No
show today. We got Big O shows Tuesday and Friday this week. So we will look for you to.
We'll talk about Freddie is alive, baby.
Yes.
Freddie is alive. Give me 5 2/3. Less than 3 runs, and let's score some runs for Freddie Peralta. He gets a victory today that lifts his spirits as he comes into pitching at the drop for the first time.
Love it. Love it. All right,
Sorry,
Big O,
buddy.
thanks for checking in, man. Appreciate you.
Jamón con queso. I love you, man. Let me tell you something. You know, you are my favorite non-Cuban. Okay, let me tell you. You're my favorite non-Cuban. Okay,
I'm from Louisiana. That's kind of close to Cuba.
Oh, wait a second. You're from Louisiana? Oh, man, go outside, come back in, start all over. You are Cuban.
There it is.
We eat the same stuff, man. We eat that roadkill. We love that. We love that stuff.
That big brown Cuban. Love roadkill.
All right, guys.
Possum fritters. I'll tell you that possum fritters is something special.
Oh, my God. What was the phrase again that I leave with that I got to use? Immoral fortitude? What was it?
Immoral fortitude. The Red Sox have the immoral fortitude to do that.
I'm going to write that one down, guys.
Yeah.
All right, baby.
Awesome.
Adios.
We'll see teams to go back to signs playing against the Red Sox.
Right. They're like, hey, where's the pitch come? No, we're going signs on you knuckleheads.
Or they'll have fake pitch com.
Shit!
Feed out. Like if I hit, yeah, they could do that.
It's the other. It's a fastball. If I hit the curve, Nelly. All right, JP's too smart, bro.
That's that immoral fortitude.
You have that immoral fortitude from FSU that you gained over there.
I took that class. I wrote the syllabus.
Immoral fortitude 101, baby.
Get out of here.
All right, guys. Say all right. Later. Get out of here.
Right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll do some Bucks. We'll do your comments. We're going to get to the WNBA bananas, whatever the hell's going on in that league.
Nobody knows.
Oh, my God. It's so funny, though. Hey, we're brought to you by the great folks at the Gold and Diamond Source. It's always the place to go get that one and only natural diamond that you want to start your relationship, your long 75-year marriage with the one you love. Don't start it with a fake diamond. That is bound to make things go very badly for you. Trust me on that. Go get yourself a real one, 5, 10, 20 karat diamonds. They got it all at the Golden Diamond Source. The best prices, the best selection, the diamond savings account. Everything is there for you. They have a great men's section, by the way. If you want to just go over there and browse, you can browse over there, do a little browsing, see some of the great watches and everything they got over there. Go check it out. You never know. It might you might come off your wall a little bit and go, you know what? I like that. I like that watch. I think I'm going to grab that watch. That's a great deal. Yes, goldanddiamond.com is the website. 3800 Ulmerton Road, just over the bridge if you're coming from Tampa side. Back in 3. Well, the folks at Third Generation Plumbing and AC want to say thanks for making them so dadgum busy. Of course, advertising on your favorite Tampa Bay sports talk show helps, but it's their incredible customer service, honesty, and integrity that have earned them tons of 5-star reviews. And now you could be part of the team at Third Generation. Yes, they are so slammed, they need to hire more certified AC technicians and plumbers. It's a great family business to work for. My buddy John Rodriguez runs an old school family business since 1995. They pay well, give you all the holidays off, and they offer great benefits. No cold corporate atmosphere here. You're part of the family. If this sounds cool to you, call them and apply at 813-961-8024, or you can email your resume in at thirdgenerationplumbing.com. Just go to the website, you'll see the button, email them, or call them at 813-961-8024. And don't forget about the $169 yearly maintenance special. It's a no-brainer, guys. thirdgenerationplumbing.com, and they also do AC.
Ciao, Paolo Tini here, owner of Caffè Paradiso, voted number 3 People's Choice Award on Open Table. I want to thank all our loyal family of customers that have been enjoying our great traditional Italian dishes we make from scratch every day. It's a great family story we're proud of. Our family moved from Rimini, Italy in 1984. My dad, Caesar, started Donatello, and that's where I got the start in the restaurant business. I started Caffè Paradiso on South McDill in 1995, and we've been there ever since. From our traditional ossobuco, a veal slow roast for 4 hours, to our daily fresh catch, the Gruppo Paradiso, with a piccata sauce and lobster claw meat, homemade pasta like lasagna, farfalle salchicha, which is a bow tie pasta homemade with fresh sausage. Hold on a minute, JP's favorite.
I love it.
So come and have a glass of wine with me on South McDill. Get a reservation on Open Table and see all our 5-star reviews. Ciao, see you soon at Paradiso.
Sports fans, it's time to gear up. Head to fanstreamsports.com and check out our brand new merchandise store. We're talking bold t-shirts, 3/4 zips, hoodies, hats, mugs, and more. Everything you need to rep your favorite shows and your favorite crew. Whether you're rolling with the JP Peterson Show in Tampa Bay, From the Rough in Dallas, the Tim May Show featuring Clay Hall, or the Jeff Thidoff Show in Ohio, or any of our FanStream Sports original programming, we've got the perfect look for game day and every day. So don't wait. fanstreamsports.com. Click merch and grab your gear now. Wear the stream, live the stream. fanstreamsports.com.
Welcome to Kingmakers, home of the JP Peterson Show studio and Tampa's premier business networking and social club for members only. By day, it's an exclusive, vibrant co-working space with a stylish conference room, focus rooms, a full production studio, and an in-house marketing team. And by night, Kingmakers transforms into a sports-centric social hub with a full sports bar, golf simulator, and exclusive events. For young entrepreneurs and seasoned professionals, it's the perfect place to work hard, play hard, and make big moves in Midtown Tampa. Close the deal, celebrate the win. Only at Kingmakers. Become a member today at kingmakerstampa.com. Your business, your club. Hey, JP here for my concierge medical professional, Chris Lugo, PA. You've heard him on the show for a couple of years where he shares invaluable medical, nutritional, and supplement advice. With Chris, it's like having a medical provider as your best friend. What I love about this concierge service is the convenience and support he offers. I can text or call him 24/7 with any questions or concerns, and he'll promptly call in a prescription if needed. No office visits or copays required. It gives me peace of mind knowing I have someone genuinely invested in my health, not just focused on insurance profits. And the best part, the Bay Area Modern Medical Center's personal concierge service is more affordable than you might think. Don't let insurance companies dictate your health care. Take control of your health and wellness today. Visit BAMMC.com for more information and to schedule your initial free consultation. Empower yourself and take charge of your personal health with BAMMC.com.
Let's go. Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show. Brought to you by Italiano Insurance, soon to be AJ Gallagher Insurance. That means more options for you, more ways to save, but it does preserve that great customer service that you've come to love and know for over 60 years. One of the great small businesses in Tampa Bay. It's ItalianoInsurance.com. They also have a Boca Ciega location down there if you need that. But they will do all the work and you save all the money. They will shop all of your insurance around with all the different companies. Some are coming in offering lower rates. So you might as well take advantage. Let them do the work. You save all the money. 813-877-7799. All right, let's do it a little bit of Bucs here. Then we'll get to your comments. I was reading them during the break, and you guys are actually making some very good points and asking great questions today. You've had a good weekend. Maybe perhaps your mushrooms are kicking in. Wonderful.
Need to know where we're getting these mushrooms.
You can get them online, Timmy. I heard. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's you get the little
friend.
Of course, it's microdosing is what it is. It's
Sure.
Lots of folks, a lot of athletes do it. A lot of people do it. And
Is
it
this
comes
the Aaron
candy
Rodgers
form.
stuff?
Yeah. Well, it's not quite the Hawauska or Hayuska or whatever that stuff is. Yeah. That's the heavy stuff. That's the
I want to try that.
Hunter S. Thompson heavy stuff. You don't want any of that. You
Oh,
might
no.
want. You want in a controlled environment, a dark room, maybe, perhaps. No bueno. Not my thing. No, it's become quite mainstream. We were at the Super Bowl 3-4 years ago, and Jake Plummer, the great quarterback, his company has been and had great success, especially with CTE. Guys suffering from CTE and pain. You know, it's a great works better than a lot of these prescription drugs those things should be illegal. Those are the things that should be illegal.
Yeah.
But we're getting a little bit more away from Western medicine and allowing a few more things that actually work. But we need to be better. Need to be much better. All right, let's do a little Nacho, shall we? Nacho talked yesterday, and he is, when we lost him, I thought that was a big loss. He went after we won the Super Bowl. He was just a great energy guy. Not only energy, but he just plays well. He makes plays. He's feisty. I just love the dude. He brings energy, and this team needs energy. And I know Jason Light was like, "We got to go get that guy back." That's and that's what Jason did such a great job of. He not only filled those spaces that the positions. You can go out and find a linebacker. We need an inside linebacker. We need this guy. We need to. But he went and got guys that bring energy and have a little edge to him, like Ashawn Robinson. That guy has edge to him. Nacho has an edge to him. Trotter has an edge. Bain has an edge. Keontae Scott, nice young man, but he plays with an edge. All those guys, he was looking for a certain personality type, and he went out and found it in a lot of these guys. And Nacho's, he's at the top of the list for me. So let's just listen into what he had to say about his defense and new defenders. I'll hit that, baby.
How we doing today?
How we doing today?
Good morning. Good morning.
How's camp been for you? Get back here in Tampa. It's nice and warm and stuff, but also too, you just on the sideline bringing the energy.
Man, feel like riding a bike again, man. You just get back on and do what you do. You know what I'm saying? Glad to be back home. I enjoyed it. I missed it.
What's the difference like in vibe, in terms of energy from when you were last year? I mean, you were part of that Super Bowl championship.
I mean, one, we got a lot of younger guys. So just teaching them what it looks like, just giving them that tenacity and just answering their questions, because sometimes they're still kind of just trying to learn. I'm like, all right, after you learned it, now it's time to impose your will. Be you. Show your personality.
How was it felt imposing your will alongside Ashawn Robinson?
Oh, that's my guy, because I have him in New York. So once I seen him, I was like, okay, I got my little yin-yang. I'm loud with mine, and Ashawn just behind the scenes, and he just put paws on people.
What about I know it's early, but what about Ruben Bain?
Hey, Ruben is impressive. Just to see him with his poise, the way that he stacks his rushes, his approach to the game, even just the way he watches his film on the sideline in between plays. He's like, Nacho, I want to do this better. Can you help me with this? And just hearing him, I can't wait to see what he does this season.
What about David Walker? We didn't get to see him in pads last year because of that torn ACL, and he seems like every practice he's in the backfield.
I was about to say, D. Walker is something serious. I feel like he has a 95 win % ratio right now. Every time he's going, he's in the backfield, literally. I don't care, 1, 2, 3, whoever you put in front of him, he's definitely vicious.
Nacho, what about you?
Love that.
Is your game, you feel like it used to be 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago?
Man, I feel like my game is like it was last year. My most sacks, my most get-offs, explosive. I still feel powerful. But, yeah, I don't want to talk about the age, but, yeah, I still feel like I can do what I do. Yes, sir.
What went into last year? What changed to have that improvement for you? What do you think?
To be honest with you, I feel like it all just came together. Like, just between my run technique, the things that I learned over my course of time with AP, as far as the pass rush, just looking at it differently. Even the things that Dexter Lawrence used to tell me about weight distribution of the shoulders. And it just felt like in that last season, it all was just slowing down for me. Yes, sir.
Energy's been a key theme, I think, of this training camp, and really the focus the team had over the offseason. What can you say about the energy that Marcus West brings to the defensive line?
Oh, one thing about it, you ain't got to worry about our line. We fully injured between Coach West, myself, Koo. It's one of our things. I guess we'll put that on our back. It starts up front and it always ends up front.
You've been in the league for a little bit now, and you've seen many training camps, many defenses you've been a part of, Tampa Bay, New York. Is this one of the best defenses you think you've been a part of?
I will say this is one of the most talented defenses. But now you have to sit there and show it day in and day out, and that's what I'm looking for right now. And today I've seen some great things, but I want to consistently do it. And going to New York and being able to, display it against another opponent would definitely solidify what I was already thinking.
There's been some plays where just, Bucky Irving, Kenneth Gainwell just haven't had anywhere to go. You guys' pride in being able to stop the run first.
You already know that. I mean, that's just something we do. Yes, ma'am. Like, you can't get to anything else as a defense if you can't stop the run. So you can't get to the pass rush, so that's our biggest thing. Let's stop the run so we can hunt on third down.
What about for Josiah Josiah Trotter. I mean, the rookie behind you guys, he brings the thump, right?
Hey, I'm going to tell you something about that Trotter bloodline. He has some juice in him. Some things that we've seen inside, even out here, he's an alpha amongst alphas.
And he's not afraid to jaw with
Not
those
at all.
linemen.
He's not afraid, and he can back it up. That's why I love it. Not just talk the talk, but walk the walk.
Love that.
You go to the Jets, you're a guy out here on the sidelines talking and everything. How do you you'll probably do that when you go up there, but how do you hold that back to where you're not getting into some scuffles? Sometimes things like that happen.
I'm about to say, I ain't worried about all that. They got to worry about me. I ain't holding nothing back. What you see is what you get. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't worried about no scuffle. It's just whatever it is.
I got A-Shawn with me.
All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Appreciate y'all, man.
There we go. See, that's good stuff right there. That's what we like energy.
Yeah.
We like energy.
He's got it.
Yeah. And he talked about, you can see when guys are just giving platitudes and when guys are serious about other dudes. And clearly when he talks about Trotter, it's a dude. And you love it when an NFL player talks about another NFL player. That's good stuff. And he talked about Bain and he talked about Walker.
Yeah.
All these guys, last year the front seven was just brutal. It's brutal. And, Bowles had to constantly come up with creative blitzes and try to find ways to get pressure. And that's, in the second half of the season, guys see what you're doing and they understand that they can't get pressure with 4. They're going to have to so then your offensive coordinators are scheming for blitzes, and when you get caught in a blitz, you get effed. And that's kind of where they were. Now it's up to the coaches to play that chess game and disguise blitzes better, et cetera, et cetera. I'm not giving Bowles a pass here, but it is what it is. And this front seven looks completely different. Listen, it's all fun and games in training camp. You got to go out there and do it on the grass in the regular season, and we'll see what happens when that happens. All right, let me get to some of your comments here. Good stuff. I'm gonna get to the meat of some of these. Alejandro talks about our starters. We signed Lance McCullers Jr., who was a free agent and would be a good story for a lot of reasons. He was born and raised in Tampa. He has a playoff experience in 2 World Series. Interesting find. He's been optioned now, traded for and optioned. So you kind of feel like, But with Kyle Snyder rehabbing these guys and doing things that other teams don't, if his arm is sound and he can still throw, I know he's lost a little bit of velocity. I'd be interested to see what we could do with him. I really would. So interesting thought. Dombrowski says the Rays should be down for 95 to 100 wins. That's incredible. Keep banking them. We're going to talk about Stephanie White here in just a little bit after the break. Let me get to some of these others. One of our members, Buckin 220, says, imagine the parade if the Rays won the World Series and the deal for a new stadium is done. That's why I'm saying this could be the greatest season in the history of the Rays. Yeah. And it's getting closer and closer to being just that. I think the first shoe is going to drop here at the end of August. Pooh Shiesty says, we need to behave ourselves at the next council meeting. Don't want to be scolded again. Getting scolded at the county meeting or the city meeting was one of my career highlights, actually. TBH. Being scolded by the chairman, Clendenin, who has become a good friend. We were not told, Timmy, that it was press box rules.
Yeah.
No cheering or standing or applauding. So we did. And then Alan was like, I know we have a lot of new people here that don't normally attend city council meetings, but we have a strict no applause, no standing ovations policy. Oh.
That's so great.
Apologize. Sorry about that. Which, by the way, I moved that we change that.
Yeah, why not?
I would like to have a motion here, if the chair will allow. For this particular meeting, since we are talking about baseball, that cheering and applauding be allowed. See if we can get that past 4-3. Why not? Ray Kennedy says, how many venues offer such a beautiful stadium? Literally on the runway of one of the best international airports. My son went to Mumford & Sons last night at the bench. It's a great venue, but a stadium would be huge. A stadium like that as a concert venue, yeah. Bucket 220 says, I can feel it now. It's a perfect 78-degree day. The Rays just won the World Series. Stadium deal is in place. Sipping a beer. Boat parade is going down the Hillsborough River. Life is good. Oh, from your mouth to God's ears, my man. Danny Boy says, Orlando is now Tampa Bay back in the mid-'80s and mid-'90s. Yeah, you guys are the bait now. Except we got a team. I don't think you're going to get one. Rick says Miranda keeps asking Chat GPT for answers, but he's talking to his calculator. This damn Texas Instruments thing is supposed to be giving me answers.
He's trying to talk to it with voice prompts. He's like, hey, TI, show me a budget.
Pooh Shiesty says, Tim, everybody at the spaceship loves you.
I know. They tell me that every time.
Jimbrowski says cocaine is too much magic. Thanks, but no thanks.
No such thing as too much magic, Joe.
Aviation says falling in love with a stripper is great until the romantic mood is ruined by the $7 ATM fee.
Jeez.
Spoken as a true man. You know, that whole moment, not that it's ever happened to me, but that moment when you're sitting there in front of the ATM contemplating the $10 ATM fee, when you're about to take out $100 and hand it to a stripper. And you're worried about the $10 ATM. Oh, that would be dumb. That would be dumb if I paid a $10 ATM. It's not stupid to pay the stripper $100 or $200, but the ATM fee, that's where I draw the line. God, we're so dumb. Bucket says, I don't do cocaine. I just like to smell it.
Never can.
That sounds like something Bill Clinton would say. Oh, no, I never done cocaine, but I do like to smell it. Come here, honey.
What is?
What is the meaning of is? Michael LaRue says the amphitheater hasn't had a roof in 2 years since the hurricane and won't be replaced for another 2 years. Also, parking at the fairgrounds used to be free, but now they charge for parking. Yeah, that sucks. Alejandro says Gavin Lux will make his Rays debut against the Orioles series because he's projected to be activated after the A's series. It would be nice to have Gavin Lux, a 280 hitter, to pop right in there and play second base. That would be nice. Be a nice fit. Bill Julian, you're new in here. Welcome. Said Hicks was arguably one of the best pickups we've ever made. Last time we had a good hitting catcher that can catch and throw runners out. I remember none. Hey, he threw a couple people out this weekend, didn't he? Yeah. Joe says the Rays play like a Rubik's Cubes. You got to solve them like a puzzle. Yeah, that'll be tough for baseball players.
Yeah.
Chris Cole says, imagine $2.2 billion for a stadium without a roof and bad sight lines. He's referring to the new Buffalo Stadium. Was it called Highmark? Is it Highmark, or is that the new one?
Yeah, it's both the old one and the new one.
Okay. Yeah, I saw some renderings from that place, and they got some obstructed views.
There is
Not
no
great.
reason in 2026 for a stadium designed and built in 2026 for there to be obstructed view seats anywhere.
Yeah.
That is a massive oversight.
Yeah.
Because there are literally thousands of those seats that
Yeah.
are obstructed view. I mean, it's bad.
Papa Fensky asked this question. You're new in here. Welcome. Do MLB or sports media execs want a World Series at the Trop? Will shenanigans happen as the Rays continue to win? Interesting question. We'll keep an eye on that because, we love a good conspiracy.
Define shenanigans.
Yeah. What do we
Elaborate.
here's shenanigans. Last time we went to the playoffs and they did the schedule, we were involved in the wild card. They gave us 2 afternoon games, I think on a Monday, Tuesday, Timmy, with about 12 hours notice or maybe 24 hours notice. Major League Baseball in terms of the scheduling.
Right.
That's shenanigans. That's bullshit. I know somebody has to play in the afternoon, but we shouldn't have to play 2 afternoon games during the week.
I remember that. Yeah.
I mean, especially with our stadium and our location, that was awful. It just gave no time to promote the games. That was a bad situation. Of course, and the crowds were terrible.
Nobody had time to get there. Yeah.
No. Yeah. It just, and that was what? School had already started. That's tough. But, other markets had afternoon games and they packed them out. So, I mean, if we're being honest, but again, our culture, the old tribe, wasn't good. It was terrible. I hope that would be bad. So for number one, avoid that, win the damn division and get the bye. So they can't do that shenanigans to us. I like that. What else we got here? Bucket says, don't buy it, but there's a narrative starting online about Caminero being unclutch.
Oh.
Let's see how he does with a little bit of protection behind him. Let's see how I think he'll be a little bit more clutch. Joe says the new Highmark Stadium in Buffalo, you got to wonder if they truly paid for the value. It's so sterile, has no personality or atmosphere. Yeah, I mean, they don't have a pirate ship. So,
What are they going to put a big buffalo in the end zone?
Why not? Michael LaRue asks, when is Brandon Lau coming back? Can we trade Jacob Melton, Jake Mangum, and Mason Montgomery? Such a bad trade. Yeah, right now it looks really bad. Can you imagine if we had Brandon Lau playing second base right now on this team? Wow. Joseph Abreu says, once we get the Rays deal done, time to steal the Magic. They don't even deserve NBA. It's just an amusement park hellhole. We don't want the Magic. We don't need the NBA in Tampa Bay. No, we got hard enough time supporting all 3 of our teams. Nobody's interested in the NBA here, or the WNBA as it were. This from Bucket 220. Nacho's presence much needed. His energy is infectious. I totally agree with that. He adds, this rookie class has a chance to be really special. Bain, obviously, Trotter and Hurst getting massive praise during training camp. Chianti's a perfect fit in the defense. Yeah, all that. And then add David Walker to that. This is basically his rookie season, coming back. So, yeah, love it. Who's having a decent camp? Chris Braswell.
Good.
Finally woke up. Good. Looks like he's, I've noticed him a couple times, which you never do notice him at all during training camp. That guy has been a bust.
For him?
What's that?
It's going into year 3?
4, I think.
4?
It might be 4. Rick says JP is suppressing his disappointment from 4th grade when the new 3rd grader dropped his perfect pass. Let it go already. No, I won't. There comes a moment in your athletic history where you have to step up and be the man in a clutch situation. And that was a moment for that kid to shine. And he dropped it. It's a perfect spiral.
It's year 3 for Braswell, drafted in 24.
All right, Braswell. Yeah. So, that kid, he'll never be able to get that moment back.
No.
He's probably, probably homeless in a ditch somewhere, still thinking about it.
Jeez. Went to a dark place.
Bucket 220 says Chandler Simpson has a higher slugging percentage than Vladdy Jr. Wow. I didn't see that coming.
Look what happens when you get off the juice.
Yeah. Oh.
Has he had a home run at home yet? Does he have a home run yet at Skydome?
So him and Cal Raleigh both got off the juice at the same time?
Apparently.
Oh, we're kidding. John Hill says Big O makes a great point, but I think pitchers have more different styles today than 50 years ago. They have 4 pitches today as opposed to 2 back in the day, but I yield the floor to Big O. I think they had more than 2 back then, partner. I think they had a little bit more variety. Rick says, did JP just say we should shoplift watches from the Golden Diamond Source? Did I say that? I don't think I said that.
Oh, boy, I didn't hear that.
Not again. Some Petermans have trespass warnings. Some of my live reads, I get a little loose in the tongue.
You do.
But I don't think I said that. If I did say that, I didn't mean that. Don't do
He
that.
takes it back.
We don't need that type of immoral fortitude at the Golden Diamond Source.
Enough of that in the world.
What else we got here? Lonnie Wilkins says the long-awaited Flappy Boy bobblehead is delayed. Horrible news. We're making a bobblehead of the Floppy Boy?
Why would they do that?
I'm so anti-Floppy Boy. Flappy. Is it Flappy? Floppy, whatever.
Flappy, I think.
You
hate why do you hate Flappy Boy?
There's just something about it. It just gives me this amorphic, non-gender blah thing going on. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It's weird. Lonnie Wilkins said, hard to have a bad weekend when Friday the Petermans had a cold one and an unexpected Big O. If you weren't here for Friday's edition at the end there, Timmy, it got a little weird. It got a little weird.
Yeah, I listened.
Yeah. Knocking on wood, we don't have any major injuries this year. Well, that's unfortunately doesn't happen. Another City of Tampa Rays stadium public comments are coming. We know how important that was. So we are going to be allowed to do public comments at the next one. Okay. Well, let's put the band back together, boys. Let's go.
JP, I know you just had a birthday, but I found what I'm getting. Actually, I'll do it for Christmas this year because that's before your next birthday. I found a hoodie for you.
Sorry.
Getting you the hoodie.
Is anybody else with me on this? Like, it just gives me the creeps. It looks like some cheap ass Halloween costume. It's that what you'd find in a horror movie.
It looks amazing.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
Great.
Rick says, I can't wait to have Bain throw down Bryce Young near the goal line instead of being run over like JTS. Oh, my God. Remember that? Oh, I do remember that. Yeah. Blue Shiesty wants the BBE, the Big Buck Energy.
There you go. Careful.
Okay. Yep, careful. Lonnie says, I went to the Viking Stadium with the translucent roof and definitely gave a great indoor experience, just what the Rays need. Bring the outdoors indoors, except the heat. Yeah. And that's just about a third of the roof, if I'm not mistaken. The Rays is going to be like
part?
2/3, yeah. Lonnie says, ironic if the Rays win it all and the parade has to be held in Tampa. Oh, interesting. So if we do have, they have water in St. Pete, but they don't have the river kind of in the little bay area kind of creates a parade feel as you kind of down in front of the convention center where everybody kind of, and then down by it's just like the Gasparilla. It's very similar.
Right.
So, but they go up the river, and then there's a park, Julian B. Lane, where you get out and do it really fits. Now, trying to think, St. Pete obviously has this St. Pete Bay area there where the pier is, Vinoy Park, all that area. So it could be done, but it would be interesting. Like you just got the deal done in Tampa. Do you do it in Tampa? Do you do it in St. Pete? Let's have two. All right, solved that one. Bingo. We'll start in St. Pete, come across the bay. Yeah, there we go. Done. Because that's what we do for Gasparilla. That we don't start in St. Pete, but we start you could do that. You could do that. Have a float, and you have a flotilla join you, just like Gasparilla. They come over to Tampa. The flotilla does. Oh yeah. Hell yes. Rick says Stu could be the lead yacht in the parade. It would be like a little dinghy boat, and it would sink.
I always like using the words little dinghy when we're discussing Stu.
All right, we got to hit one more break. When we come back, WNBA shenanigans. You cannot make this shit up. We'll do that, and we'll get to the rest of your comments and a couple other. And a former Buccaneer signed in the NFL. This is groundbreaking. We'll have that for you as well. Hey, we're brought to you by the great folks over at thirdgenerationplumbing.com. Get the maintenance special, guys. They'll come out twice a year, clean out your drain pipe, clean out all that stuff that's making your AC unit not run so good. And you need that in the summer. This would be a great time to start it up. Go to thirdgenerationplumbing.com, give them a call and say, hey, I want to do the maintenance special that JP was talking about. $169 gets me 2. Yeah, come on out. And if you need a new unit, American Standard Heating and Cooling is the group they work with, Dynamic Duo, for your HVAC needs. If you need a new unit, get that American Standard Heating and Cooling. The efficiency is off the charts and the durability as well, which you need in the Florida heat. American Standard Heating and Cooling and Third Generation Plumbing. They also do AC. Go to their website, thirdgenerationplumbing.com. Give them a call and tell them JP sent you. Back in 3. JP here for Genesis of Tampa and the Murphy Auto Group. I think the best way to experience a business is to use that business. And I just did at Genesis of Tampa. Just bought a GV70, a 2023, and it feels and drives all new. It's an absolutely fantastic car. The technology, the comfort, and the price, absolutely outstanding. Frankly, I never thought I could get into a car like this, but they made me a deal I could not refuse. And I also get the VIP service where you can just drive right up, their pit stop service. They'll top off all the fluids, make sure your air in your tires is good, new wipers if you want them. If you need extended service, they will come to you, bring you a courtesy car, and then bring your car back. What more do you want? The experience was just VIP all the way. And you can get that at Genesis of Tampa. And don't forget, you can get extended warranty, which I did. So I have worry-free miles up to 100,000. And all they do is just take it in. Actually, I don't have to take it in. They come to me. It's perfect. It's Genesis of Tampa right there, 801 East Bears Avenue, right off of 275. Go see them and tell them JP sent you. Big thanks to Italiano Insurance, the great folks over there. They will soon be part of Gallagher Insurance. A little name change, but same great folks, same great customer service you've known for over 65 years. They do all the work. You save all the money. ItalianoInsurance.com at 813-877-7799. Hey, the Golden Diamond Source wants to be your family jeweler. So don't wait any longer to find that one-of-a-kind perfect engagement ring for that special someone in your life. At the Golden Diamond Source, they can design anything you want personally. The Golden Diamond Source can help you trade in your old broken jewelry and use it towards a new purchase as well. And with gold prices at record high, now is the best time to do it. They only sell natural diamonds at the Golden Diamond Source. So if it's a real love, it should be a real natural diamond. Don't start your relationship with a fake diamond. Bad idea. And with the Golden Diamond Source first-time buyer program, you can learn all about the 4 C's in all the different shapes and styles. And they are able to show you a huge selection of inventory to choose from. And don't forget, 0% financing for up to 5 years. If you finance $5,000, it's only $83 a month. Make sure it's a Golden Diamond Source diamond, 3800 Almerton Road, always online at goldendiamond.com.
It's some love you give only at Golden Diamond Source.
Hey guys, you already know that Riveters is the best sports bar in all of Tampa Bay, but now it gets even better for Rays baseball season. During all Rays games, check this out, $6 Tito's, $6 Jack, $6 margaritas, all during Rays games. Are you kidding me? And that's always a great pour from the great bartenders at Riveters. Great service, great food, everything is fresh, nothing is frozen. And let me tell you, if you want baseball and wings, you will not find any better than Riveters. Their sauces, like the blue cheese and the ranch and everything, is handmade, and the wings are big and they're perfect. Wings, baseball, Rays, Riveters. It all comes together during baseball season. Once again, in addition to all the great food and service, you get $6 Tito's, $6 Jacks, $6 margaritas. It's time to celebrate. Baseball season is back, and celebrate at Riveters. You know where it is, right there on Dale Mabry, just north of 275, just south of the stadium. See you there at Riveters. Pitch Roofing believes giving back is part of doing business the right way. That's why they proudly offer exclusive discounts to those who gave the most to our communities, including veterans, first responders, seniors, and teachers. And for listeners of the JP Peterson Show, there's even more good news. Pitch Roofing is now offering a special discount just for fans of the show. With so many roofing companies coming and going in Florida, it's important to choose a contractor you can count on long after the job is done, especially when it comes to honoring your warranty. Pitch Roofing is built for the long haul with a reputation for quality, transparency, and standing behind their work. Whether it's a repair or a full replacement, their team delivers honest guidance, quality workmanship, and no high-pressure sales. Call 727-67-PITCH, 727-677-4824, or visit pitchroofing.com to schedule a free estimate.
Pitch roofing, roofing done right.
Let's go. Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
Those pitch roofing people are awesome folks over there. Make sure you get on their preferred client list. All right. Good folks. They will come on out to your home, or they won't if you don't want them to. They can do it remotely. They'll give you an estimate, let you know what's going on with your roof, tell you about the process and all that good stuff. Make sure you don't get scammed. And if a hurricane comes through and everybody's looking for a quality roofer, make sure you're on their preferred client list, pitchroofing.com. All right. Let me get to, before we get to the rest of your comments, we've got some really good comments in there I want to get to. So we'll get there in just a second. But I've got to play this WNBA thing. So many of you know Sophie Cunningham came out and, in support of basically saying that trans men trying to be women should not be allowed in the NBA or WNBA. And then over the weekend, Enes Kanter, Freedom, always a very conservative young man, came out and said, not only that, I identify as a woman now, and I want to be part of the WNBA. And,
which he doesn't, but he's making a point.
But he said he looked at their eligibility requirements and said, I should be able to. I identify as a woman. And and think how just absolutely ridiculous that is, right? On its face. But then when it comes to the WNBA, it's not. So the commissioner had to have an emergency meeting of her board to see what they're going to do about these NBA players who are now saying, they identify as women and they want to play because their little shenanigans that they have going on there, trying to pretend like they want to be inclusive. Well, that's not going to work now, is it, with these guys? And Clay Travis wanting to put together an all-trans team that's called the Nashville Balls is just the greatest thing ever. I mean, seriously, if all your coaches are going to support the fact that men can play in women's sports, then why can't we have an expansion team full of trans guys? Let's do it. Let's see how this goes. Yeah.
That's what they want.
Now, and if that isn't ridiculous enough, what's going on so Sophie comes out and now, we got coaches saying wearing trans kids. I support trans kids, whatever that is. All these coaches coming out and saying that, yes, why not have men play in our league as long as they identify as women? Like coaches actually saying that would be okay because we want to be inclusive. By the way, for most sane people, these are two totally different arguments about inclusivity. All right. I am highly, highly supportive of inclusivity in almost everything there is in the world except sports, where not only gender, but weight classes and size matter. All right. Safety from a safety standpoint. But it gets worse. So in the treatment of Caitlin Clark and now Sophie Cunningham, who played in the Indiana Fever, their coach, Stephanie White, has been really kind of silent about the craziness that has been done to Caitlin Clark. But this took the cake. So let me play this. This is the play in which was it Janae Cunningham?
Yeah.
Dejanay Cunningham, whatever her name is.
It's not. Is it Cunningham? Was that her last name?
No, maybe not. Anyway, the girl. Watch it.
Coming down, trying to prevent the layup, but that is just
face rape.
A hard hit. That's definitely going to be upgraded, I think, to a flagrant 2, Ryan.
I think that is going to be a flagrant 2. There is wind up. There is follow through. There's potential for injury.
Look at this. Look at her just
Cunningham in a vulnerable position in the air.
Right across the face.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, you could really hurt somebody doing that.
There's no question why Sophie.
Okay, so that's
the announcers are fully on board. The announcers are fully on board that this was dangerous.
I mean, if you can't see that, you don't even have to be a basketball fan, let alone the coach of Sophie Cunningham. So this is not the coach of Dejanay,
right?
Mayonnaise or whatever last name is. That's not her coach. This is the coach of Sophie Cunningham. And pay attention to her players that are next to her and their nonverbal communication while she says the most ridiculous thing in the world.
About Nay is that she's going to play her butt off, man. She's going to compete. Nobody's
talking about Dejanay
for a layup, and so I don't oppose the hard foul, but I also don't think that she intentionally went for the net.
Look at Caitlin.
Caitlin Clark is like, are you effing kidding me right now?
Yeah. By the way, the lieutenant governor of Indiana just called for Stephanie Whiteroom. I actually want to just play this again.
Things about Nay is that she's going to play her butt off, man. She's going to compete. Nobody's going to go walking in for a layup, and so I don't oppose the hard foul, but I also don't think that she intentionally went for the net.
Now, maybe she hadn't seen the video up to this point. Like, there's no reason for you to say that.
Timmy, you don't need to see the video. The first time you saw it, you were like, holy shit. Look at that. And with everything else that's going on with Sophie, you don't think that was intentional?
Absolutely intentional.
Are you effing kidding me? Timmy, can you imagine an NFL coach or a college coach after one of his receivers takes a targeting hit as dirty as that? Or, after Godwin took the hit on the knee from that a-hole from the Saints, and the Bulls going, I don't think it was intentional, and I don't think it was flagrant. Or the targeting is a better. Yeah. Like for the other player, sticking up for the other player.
Instead of your own, yeah.
Who just absolutely, crown of the helmet, just absolutely annihilated your guy. Sticking up can you imagine? That dude would not make it out of the freaking press conference. He'd be fired so quick. And this is like,
Do the WNBA teams have owners, or are they just owned collectively by the league?
No, they have owners because one of the owners of the team attacked a girl who had a sign supporting regular kids instead of, I shouldn't say regular, or non-trans kids. My bad. Listen, I am fully supportive. I don't think you should be chopping off parts of kids who are,
children
don't have no idea what they're doing and supporting that at 12, 11, 10 years old, whatever we're doing. I mean, that's ridiculous. But even playing into that stuff at that age is just really, I think, not good parenting, in my opinion. But inclusivity of trans kids, absolutely. Except where there's going to be instances where other people can get hurt and you're infringing on the rights of the vast majority. So, but what's going on in the WNBA is, I mean, holy crap.
If I'm Caitlin Clark, I don't know who that other player was to the coach's right, but they both are sitting there like, are you effing kidding me? I would have gotten up and walked away.
No, I would have spoken to the mic and say, I completely disagree with my head coach. And I can't believe that she's actually saying this at a press conference.
They already hate each other, right?
Stephanie, you're an idiot. And guess what? I'm not playing for you ever again.
Yep.
Until you apologize for that dumbass remark where you're nuts, where now you've just put open season on all of us.
Yeah.
Her coach is just like, just go ahead and do that to Sophie, do it to Caitlin. I don't care. I'm going to support you. Are you crazy? If I were her, Caitlin Clark, I would have said that. And in the moment, she's probably thinking it, but she can't, I better not do this because Lord knows what reaction's going to be. But I think if she had to do it over again, she would do that. She would do that. That's just bananas.
What is happening right now? I don't even understand this is unbelievable. What's happening in the WNBA?
Well, it's because your league is a joke.
Yeah.
On so many levels. And you've turned it into that. It's not that I love watching women's college basketball. It doesn't have all this ridiculousness going on in the WNBA. It's about politics. It is a league full of black lesbians and they're very militant about what they're doing. And they're prejudiced and they're showing it.
It's reverse racism at its best.
Yeah, of course it is. It's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
And if it were turned around, no one would stand for it. It would be I mean, man. Yeah.
It's bad.
All right, back to other stuff. Nathan Elliott says the Bills Stadium has a statue of busted table. The Buffalo fans, we all know about that. I think that's great. That's probably the best character of that whole stadium is the busted table statue. I love that. Sergio Biltris says, can we address the Morrison situation? Is he still dealing with injuries? Yeah, this has become ridiculous. You know, the guy had 2 bad hips. We drafted him. Happened to be the son of a guy that Todd Bowles played with the Redskins, who's now, by the way, the chaplain of the Arizona Cardinals. His dad, Benjamin Morrison's dad. We drafted a guy with chronic injuries who's chronically injured. You know, when he plays, he's really good. He's really good. I've seen him when he's healthy. You know, he looks really good. He looks the part. He's big. He's long. He's fast. He's good. He's aggressive. He's never healthy. I mean, the players would be a really good player if we could get him healthy. But, you know, when you draft chronically injured players, tends to be what happens. It was a risk. They knew it. And at this point, it has not paid off. Yeah. What else we got here? Nathan Stout said the only quarterbacks I consider over Baker would be Mahomes, Allen, or Burrow. Those quarterbacks will never be available in their prime. Dak is making $60 million, and I'd take Baker over Dak all day. Sign Baker. Agreed. Flappy Boy, says Lonnie Wilkins, started as a breaking news image meme of local Stingray in great mood. Oh, okay. Posted after every Rays win.
Yeah.
Right, okay. But could we have done a better version of it?
Like even the caricature is creepy.
Yeah. Boo Shiesty says the Bucs can take over the new ferry between St. Pete and Tampa. That would, seriously, a flotilla boat parade that goes from St. Pete to Tampa would be so appropriate. So appropriate. We're moving from St. Pete to Tampa. But we're all one happy bay. Family, we're crossing the water. Symbolically, metaphorically, wonderful. Oh, I just love the ideas we come up with here. So good. We fix everything here, Tim. We fix everything.
Nobody listens.
But no, story of my life, bro. Come to my house on the weekends.
Kind of like being married.
Yeah. Nathan Stout says, not sure if this was brought up, but I read over the weekend that the Yankees had Junior signed in 2019 for $100K and backed out of the offer for Edgar Castellano. Yeah,
So
we almost traded him in the Shohei deal to the Angels until Artie Moreno pulled out of it. We're going to trade Junior and who was the other one?
So I actually looked
Josh
this
Lowe, I
up
think.
earlier, the Caminero Yankees connection. They never made him an offer or anything. They did have him on their radar as an international amateur in 2019. I think it was 2019. But he ended up signing with the Indians for like $85,000 or $87,000 or something. So they never offered him anything, but Cleveland did. And of course, he was later traded to Tampa by Cleveland. So that's the connection there.
Gotcha. Rick says JP wore the Flappy Boy hoodie to the Elton John concert. That's not true. I did wear the DJ Kitty onesie for Halloween a couple years, I think. Yeah, that was outstanding. I got pictures. You want to see them? Eric Llewellyn has just been named the new PA voice at Doak Campbell Stadium. Oh, Lulu. Okay. All right. At least we gave it to one of our own. Guy who's been working there forever and a former football player, by the way. Yeah. Okay. I like that. All right. I'll have to send him we'll get him on the show. Absolutely. He'll do his first PA at Doak August 29th versus New Mexico State. Nice one. Nice. The Nashville Balls will be led by Big Enos.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
Nice one, Rick. Oh, yeah, I forgot about the whole white privilege thing. She goes right to the locker room and puts white privilege on social media. Yeah,
tag the team.
Kicked out of the game. because she got kicked out of the game for that flagrant foul. She said white privilege. Like, oh my God.
And she won't get talked to by the league.
Oh, no.
About
No.
that.
She's a hero. Not only did she take Sophie Cunningham out, like what if Sophie Cunningham was really injured and could have been, like seriously injured? Would they, you know what? They'd still be clapping. They'd still be clapping.
Yeah.
She get a bonus.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, ESPN didn't tell the audience that she tweeted that. Well, that's what they do. It's agenda, always an agenda there. That didn't pass the censorship monitors at ESPN. Where is Larry Bird and Reggie Miller? Yeah.
God, can you
listen?
imagine?
It's not that flagrant fouls haven't been done before, but it's the way it was handled. It's the way it was handled.
Well,
The coach.
I can even understand if the coach said, and I don't know what the game situation was. I don't know what the score was. Certainly, I can understand a coach saying, I don't mind a hard foul from time to time, right? Like I get it. That's kind of part of the game. But you suffer the consequences. Like you're going to get thrown out of the game. Just know that ahead of time.
Yeah.
If the time and place in the game requires a hard foul and you do the hard foul, you're probably getting tossed.
Well,
But
and this
to
is
jump
where
to the support of the other player is ridiculous.
Right. And this is where the commissioner comes on today and should say, this is not going to be tolerated. And Dijonais is going to be suspended for the rest of the season. We're not doing this to our players. You guys can have your political whatevers, but we're not trying to injure other players and saying white privilege. We're not doing that. You're suspended for the rest of the season without pay. That's what she needs to do. But what she will do is, oh yeah, that's just part of the game. You go listen to her Indiana Fever. Even the other coach said that. That's what she will do, which is why none of you should ever watch any of it. And, and by the way, ESPN just throwing it down our throats on SportsCenter and everywhere else. Get out of here with that. Get out of here with that.
Doing replay games late at night.
It's Sunday night. It's Sunday night prime time.
Nobody cares.
Yeah, get out. You're and they get the numbers. They know exactly what the numbers are. And they know what the numbers are when they put it on SportsCenter and people click off it. But they still want to keep it up. Yeah, nice that this coach doesn't even stand up for her players. Pathetic. Steven Soper says, JP just joined. What's the latest on the Rays Stadium? We did a whole 15 minutes on it at the beginning of the show, so just rewind at the end. You can get the whole thing. But in a sentence, Bill Carlson is doing a great job getting the city on board, and he's come up with a great creative solution that's going to be better for everybody in a win-win-win situation for County, City, and the Rays. So yeah, we're in really good shape, and we're going to have Bill and Babby on at some point this weekend or this week. Aviation says all those WNBA players and coaches were cool with men playing in women's sports a week ago. What happened now?
Now that it might be a reality.
Yeah, we'll see. I can't wait to hear the press conference. Like, what are you going to say? What are you going to say?
Who's going to draft them? That's what I want to know. Like,
well, and then when they don't, this gets even better.
Yeah.
According to when they don't, what's next? A big fat lawsuit. Says, I'm 6'10". I played in the NBA. I would obviously dominate your league. I'm now a woman.
Why am I being excluded?
Your rules clearly state that I'm eligible. Why? How come nobody drafted me? How come nobody signed me? Not one team in the league wanted a dominant inside player like me that's 6'10". Nobody? You win that lawsuit 100 times out of 100. Oh, it just gets better.
Then they just shut the league down right at that point.
It just gets better. So good. All right, we'll end it on that.
I think the WNBA is going to go the way of
I'm
Live
going to
Golf.
sue, for God's sakes. Well, at least, I'm not good enough. And there's no question that Enos, what's his nickname? Enos the
Penis.
Forget it. Oh.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you for joining us, and ladies. We appreciate all of you. I don't know how many ladies are left in the crowd at this point, but we love you. Bella, come back. Ashley's watching.
Bella, come back.
Oh, have a great Monday. Go Rays tonight. Freddie Peralta's on the hill. Be watching with great interest to see what happens with him. We will be back tomorrow. Remember, all this week we're on normal time, guys, 10 to noon, and we should have Carlson and Babby on at some point this week, and things are looking up. What a great time to be a Rays fan. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.